Okay, so this chart here I've been presenting for years, and it's basically the counter cycles of the coast to Texas. Um, so if you look at the red line, that's pretty much Texas ups and downs, and it's more stable except for our last boom time during the pandemic. It's more stable towards it, but we're actually like looking about 85. The California market was just coming out into from a recession into a boom time period caused by, I believe, aerospace, and that's when I actually moved back there in '86 and rode this wave up here and did a lot of refinancing, working in the mortgage industry. And so I cut my teeth on mortgages, so I know the financing really well. In the meantime, Texas had just come out of a real estate, commercial real estate crunch, and they ended up having a recession down in 1990. So while it was booming in California, it was recessionary in Texas. So Texas through from 1990 through 2000 just climbed very, very systematically, very steadily. And then, of course, in 91, 92, the California market had a correction, and it didn't bottom out until 1997. They actually had about 30-40% correction. You'll find also that the California market is much more volatile. It goes up faster and further, and comes down further and faster. So fast forward to 05, 06, coming into the great boom here. We had Austin was doing quite well, kind of following along with what was going on in the California market, and then all of a sudden, the market the mortgage market just collapsed, and so and once again the California market dropped 30%. Actually, Texas prices didn't drop much at all. The median price stayed pretty much the same through that Great Recession. That's why it's kind of flat here. It just flattened out. Volume went way down. That's kind of where we're at now. Volume is substantially down in Austin. But then coming through through 2010 all the way to 2020, we kind of had steady, slow growth in Austin, and then you had huge growth in pricing in California, and that's when I started going back to California doing presentation. I started in the early 2000s, sold hundreds of homes to Californians back then, and then starting around 2017, I started revisiting and I've sold, like I said, 400 homes in the last since 2020, and so really helped our clients. And so I don't have the chart going forward on the rest of this, but I can tell you pretty much that we are now in a mini counter cycle because the past 3 years we've had Austin prices going up 100% in value, and then we had California kind of teetering as people were leaving in droves, and so it started dropping in value. So we had that, Texas boom, and the California started to drop a little bit during that pandemic period. But then supply was so short that recently, I'm talking to my California brokers out there, and they said that the market's so not enough supply. So they're seeing once again back to bidding wars. They're seeing just not enough supply of homes in the market, and so that's driving prices back up. Counterintuitive to what you would think would happen in this day and age, but they certainly are. And Texas, especially for the Austin area, it's kind of just flat, right? It's not, and it's already done its drop. It's not really dropping anymore. It's still very affordable, all things considered. So a little bit of history, study the cycles.